Hello, 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 and welcome back to Conversations with JR. I hope all is well with you, and we are entering a fabulous Father's Day weekend. So, I would like to say Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there, and I hope that you have not only a wonderful Father's Day, but I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Today's conversation topic, relationship topic rather, is going to be centered around emotionally broken people. And as we get along in the conversation, I want you to understand that sometimes when we get involved in relationships with people, we do not know that these people are emotionally broken, emotionally damaged, carrying baggage, whatever label that we want to call it, but these people are emotionally damaged. And sometimes what happens with emotionally damaged or emotionally broken people is that throughout their lives, they have experienced so much trauma, whether it be from childhood going into adulthood, or this emotional brokenness can come from dysfunctional relationship after relationship after relationship, being mentally abused, being verbally abused, being psychologically abused. So, and trusting people so much that that trust is being betrayed over and over and over, that you become numb and you become really broken when it comes down to trying to establish an intimate relationship, or trying to just establish friendships or just relationships with people, period. Sometimes we are harsh on emotionally broken people, and we say that they should get over it. But if you have not walked in that person's shoes, and if you have not experienced the traumas that they have experienced, it is not easy to tell a person to just let go and to just walk away. What we are realizing now and nowadays is that people are lacking the basic foundations of understanding how to establish a good relationship. There's a lot of people who grew up in families that did not have good role models to look at, to understand what respect, love, compassion, forgiveness, and honor is in a relationship. Maybe they've only been exposed to dysfunctional relationship, domestic violence in relationships, broken homes, single parent homes. Maybe the daughter has seen her mother being abused. The son has seen the father being abusive. There's all kinds of family dynamics sometimes that could contribute to the mental trauma and the emotional trauma of children growing up and being broken and do not know how to connect with people emotionally when it comes down to relationships. But usually, an emotional broken person is a person who have been betrayed, hurt, devastated, traumatized from relationship after relationship after relationship. These are the people who give their all in relationships. They give their 100%. They give their all in relationships, time after time after time, only to be betrayed by everybody that they give themselves over to. And so this continuous of being betrayed over and over and over leads to them being emotionally broken. And sometimes what happens with emotionally broken people is that they even give up or they give in. Giving up means that they detach themselves. They become very cold, they become very emotionless, and they do not connect with anyone on an intimate level. Giving in means that you are in that relationship and you probably don't know how to get out of that relationship. So you give in, you stay in the relationship, and you just put up with whatever the dysfunctional things that are happening to you in that particular relationship. There are two scenarios that I would like to talk to you about today. when it comes down to broken people in relationships, there is scenario number one. A complete whole person who has healed themselves from being broken and know themselves, and they try to commit themselves to a relationship to a broken person, or two broken people, two emotionally traumatized people trying to bond together in a relationship. And we know in scenario number one, if you are a whole, complete person, your feet is planted firmly on the ground emotionally, you're emotionally stable, you're stable in your life, you're stable in all areas of your life, and then you try to have a relationship with an emotional broken person. First of all, you cannot fix them. You're not a professional. You cannot fix them. You become drained. It becomes very taxing on you, and you lack the ability to understand why this person cannot just work through these emotions, get over it so that they can have a relationship with you. Number one, a person who is emotionally broken have to commit, know that this has happened to them, and is willing to get the help and do the work that they need to work in order to heal. You being in a relationship with them as a whole person and trying to be their therapist and trying to fix them, it just doesn't work, because you see that makes for an unstable, unbalanced relationship. And the person who is whole finds themselves always frustrated, and it's a sense of being drained. This person is draining you. The second scenario is two emotionally broke, traumatized people trying to have a relationship. And we are going to, I consider this to be a codependency type of relationship, because each person is going to be comparing their battle scars, as the, so to speak. They're going to be trying to say that their trauma is more than the next person's trauma, and each person sees themselves as a victim. And what happens is you have this going back and forth of, yes, I understand, yes, I know, I feel you, I've been there, I've been that. And it becomes a negative scenario, because no one is trying to heal. No one is trying to say, yes, this has happened to us. Yes, this is wrong. We have had the same experience. We have had similar experiences. Let's go together and heal together, and let's grow together and learn from this. So those are the two scenarios about couples who are trying to be in relationships with people who are emotionally broken. Sometimes what happens in these relationships that people have with people who have been emotionally traumatized and they are broken is that there are triggers in the relationship, sometimes unintentionally. There are triggers in the relationship that will trigger that feeling, that emotion, that memory, and they'll keep living it over and over and over it in their head, and it spills out into their relationship. And what they do is they retaliate against the partner, their present partner, who probably had nothing to do with the trauma. They retaliate and they go after that partner with anger and bitterness. And it makes for a very volatile relationship. These triggers happen. They can happen at any moment, at any time. Like I said, and it could be unintentionally. It could just be memories that they are living over and over and over. And you know, they play these conversations over in their heads that no one can be trusted. Everybody is out to get them. You know, everybody is out to hurt them. You know, I'm not lovable. People don't love me. I'm not going to love that person. I'm going to get that person before they get me. You know, and this goes over and over and over again. Like I said, people like that, they have to understand that they have to admit that they have been traumatized, that they have suffered trauma in their life, and they have to be willing to get help for this trauma. You know, the emotional fallout of damaged people, they spend a lot of effort putting the blame on other people, But not only putting the blame on other people, emotionally damaged people, what happens to them over a period of time is they have spent so much time depleting themselves and putting so much of their time and their energy and their mind and their body and their spirit into relationships that wasn't worth them. And this wall, this cold-hearted wall of resentment builds up. Now, we're not saying that, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people who are emotionally damaged they don't have a right to be that way, because there's a lot of people out here that are deceiving people, that are hurting people, that are playing games on people, that are faking being emotionally connected to people in order to just get what they want out of them. You understand? And as a result, emotionally broken people have an inability to bond. They have an inability to connect. We call it trauma bonding. That's what my friend who's the psychologist, that's what they call it. They call it trauma bonding. What I would like to do is I would like to share with you. I got seven things that you should know about emotionally broken people. And sometimes, like I said, we don't know that these people are emotionally broken, damaged, have all this baggage with them until we get in a relationship with them or become very intimate with them. And then it slowly starts to unfold. It slowly starts to unfold. So, if you find yourself in a relationship with an emotionally broken person, here's 7 signs that you need to either look for, or here's 7 things that I'm going to tell you right now that will not happen with people who are emotionally damaged. And if they're not going through the process of trying to heal themselves with professional help without being in a relationship, you do not need to be, for me as I see it, a person like this does not need to be in a relationship until they get help and spend some time really healing and working through all these problems. So here are 7 facts that you need to understand. I have some notes. Here are 7 facts that you need to understand about dating or being in a relationship with a broken person. Now, these are not my 7 facts. This came from www.elitedaily.com. Because I always like to do my research and bring it to you. So if you go to the website, www.elitedaily.com, they have all kinds of articles on there about relationships. And I found that these 7 ideas and these 7 facts that you need to know if you find yourself in a relationship, in a marriage situationship, or partnership with a broken person that you have really become very fond of, and you really want to be with this person and you want to help this person. So number 1, a person who is emotionally broken have a lack of willing to compromise. They are not going to compromise. You want to know why? They have been compromising and compromising and compromising with people all their life until they have been burnt and depleted. And they are not going to compromise anymore. They are not being selfish. Keep in mind, they have been broken emotionally. And compromising, they are not willing to do anymore. Number 2, of course, a lack of trust. That should have been number 1. They are not easy to trust people. The trust has to be earned over a period of time. You may be the most innocent person in their life. You may be the person that will not harm them. The love and the compassion and the understanding and the sympathy that you feel for them might be a beautiful thing. But they are not going to trust you right away. Number 3, they're not going to easily integrate you and other people into their lives. They are going to take their time. Remember, they have been trusting people all their lives, and they have been depleted of this trust. They have been open and they have been depleted of this. So you need to be patient because they're not going to integrate a lot of people into their lives. And you might find it as a situation where they are antisocial. See, that's why you need to understand the ways and the thinkings of a person who has been emotionally broken. Number 4, no second chances. You're not getting any second chances with them. Again, they have been giving people chances and chances and chances again. Emotionally, people will forgive, give you another chance. Forgive, give you another chance. And people wear this out. So no second chances. This is a defense mechanism that they are using to protect themselves. Number 5, one shot. You get one shot with them. Remember, this person is doing these things to protect themselves. So what they do sometimes, they look for red flags. They're on their guard all the time. And they are looking for red flags. So you don't get any second chances with them. And they're going to give you one shot. And that is it. They don't go the extra mile. That's number 6. They are not going to go the extra mile. Now you with yourself, you already know, even if you're not an emotional broken person, when you keep going the extra mile for people and the extra mile for people, the extra mile for people, people will use you over and over and over again. So emotionally broken people are not going the extra mile. Last, number 7, detachment. Emotionally broken people can easily detach themselves from any situation because they have already been emotionally damaged, mentally damaged, psychological damage. All kinds of damages has happened to them. So it's so easy for them to just detach, just shut down, get cold, and you need to understand this. Listen, you have not lived their lives. You have not gone through the emotional experiences that these people have when you met them. You might think, people could label them crazy, they're out of their mind, they're mentally ill. This is a whole totally different subject that we are talking about here when we talk about people who have been emotionally damaged. We're talking about people who have been emotionally damaged from relationship after relationship after relationship because they are looking for love. They are looking to belong. They are looking for a connection. And time after time, what happens in their life is that people see this and they know this and they use this against them. This might be people who are emotionally damaged might have low self-esteem. They don't know their self-worth. They have never been taught. And they latch on to people who they want to love them, and they go through a lot. And I have seen it with a lot of young ladies that they have been damaged from relationship after relationship, and they cry and they want to know why. Emotionally damaged people are people who need patience. They need time. They need your understanding. If they're not bad people, they are not bad people. They are not negative people. They are people who have suffered trauma. Their experiences leave deep wounds and deep scars. So, if you find yourself attracted to a person that you don't even know that has been emotionally damaged over time, and if you see qualities that have attracted you to this person, you see great potential in this person, but the only thing is that this person you think is holding on to the past and cannot let go of these past pains and hurts, then you need to understand why. And maybe, just maybe, with a little time, a little love, a little patience, a little kindness, a little effort, and they definitely need to get some help. They need to get some help maybe over time, these people that are emotionally damaged by past traumas can begin to heal. And guess what? It all starts with sitting down and listening, not judging, and having good conversations. I thank you for listening. Sharing is caring. Join my YouTube channel, please. Subscribe. Conversations with JR. And sharing is caring again. Have some good conversations and try to be patient with people and loving and understanding. That is the only way that we are going to be able to heal each other, one person at a time. Thank you.